I don't think this is gonna work. Hold on. There we go. Now I can begin. Daytime. Hold on. Ha! Give me a minute. So, after what happened with Reunion, I took a small break just to clear my mind. And now that I'm back, I might as well take a look at the season I said was the most overrated. That was Total Drama. Now, if you haven't seen my ranking video, go and check that out. But the season I'm talking about is Total Drama World Tour. Now, it's not the fact that I don't like that season. Like, I actually do like that season. It's in my top 3. But there are things I feel like people just overlook in case of all the other things. Like Alejandro being a great villain overshadows Cody floating his way to the finale. Heather's redemption arc overshadows Sierra being a creep. Owen and Noah and Tyler overshadows the whole love triangle. Well, not the whole love triangle. That takes the spot. So you guys get what I'm saying. But there's an aspect of that season that I saved just for this video. And that is the songs. The season's original theme, and what I consider to be the main theme, is the music. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually love all the songs this season. Now, there are a few songs that are quote-unquote bad, but that doesn't take away from how brilliant a lot of the songs are. Now, what makes a good song for me is how they play into the episode, how creative they are, and honestly, how much enjoyment they get out of me, because that's the main point of a song. How much enjoyment you get out of that song. So, that's why I've taken it upon me to rank all the Total Drama World Tour songs. Okay. So, I'm going to add on 3 rules to this list. Rule number 1, this is my opinion only. If you guys... So if a song that you guys like is lower on the list, I'm sorry about that, but you can rank this list however you like. Rule 2, I'm going to be ranking all 31 songs. And you guys are going to see what I mean by 31 songs once I get to number 31. And the final rule is these videos belong to Fresh TV. So please don't issue a copyright strike. So, with all that being said, I don't want to get to number 31. I really don't. Number 31. Yeah, if you guys know how I feel about Sierra, thanks to my seasonal rankings, you guys would know how I feel about this song. It's annoying, it's everything I hate about Sierra, and I didn't even consider putting it on the list because of how short it is. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I'm going to be giving a small, brief thing about every Total Drama song. But I just had to get that one out of the way. Okay. Whew. Before I lose my shit again, let's just move on to number 30. Whew. Yeah, I've gone back and re-listened to this song so many times, and even rewatched the episode just for this song, and the song doesn't really serve a purpose to the episode. I mean, all it does is just say stuff we already know. Lashana's mad at Alejandro, she's forgiven,
And we don't even get good background singers. I mean, yeah, we have Harold, we have Bridget, and we have Jeff, but that's not enough. They only get dancing and talking roles and not singing roles. I do gotta admit that I do like Bridget and Harold dancing here, though. Besides that, this song takes the number 30 spot and would have been last if not for Sierra's German rap or song.
Yeah, I I really don't get the point of the Sun Sisters. I mean, it's put in just for a small brief gag, but unlike many of the other songs going forward and Sierra's German song, it doesn't really serve a point to the episode. Except tell us what we already know of Lashana hates Alejandro. That actually would have been a really good finale. But let's get on to number 29.
Yeah, I kinda had a hard time placing this one. Because if you were to ask me 2017, 2018, no joke, this one would be in my top 5. But with my rewatch, I hated this song. It's everything I hate about Blanley as a character, and everything I would hate about her if she was a person. She's loud, in your face, shows off her popularity, and shows off how famous she is, or quote unquote famous. But this is the first song on the list to have a decent quality on it. And that is the background performance. Everyone except for, I'm pretty sure Sierra has a funny moment here. I mean, Owen is honestly really funny. Duncan is okay. Cody is decent, but Heather and Courtney steal this performance. Sorry, Blanley.
Yeah, Blainerific is, bore-erific. But, like I said, if you were to ask me 2017, 2018 about this song, it would have been up high. But with my rewatch, it's just a bad song from a pretty meh episode. Number 20... was it 28? Number 28 is a song I also had a hard time placing on here. But I ended up placing it right here for the sole reason that with my rewatch of every single song, in comparison to the songs going forward, I just didn't really get into it.
Yay! Asana where Team Amazon is finally losing. Who am I kidding? I don't really like this song. I mean, with the episode in hand, this song should have gone to Team Victory or a duet between all 3 teams. But instead we got this song. I never really liked this song. Even before my rewatch, I never really liked it. The only reason why it's over the other one is because I do like Gwen's adrenaline rush, as it is actually really well done. It's a bad song for a really good episode.
Yeah, I do like the episode. The episode is really well done, especially for Team Victory. And I think that they should have gotten the song this time. I really wasn't a fan of this song, and even with my first time through the season, I never really liked it. I tried giving it a shot with my rewatch, but it just didn't sound right to me. I mean, everyone's mad, the song goes by so fast, but Gwen's Adrenaline Rush does keep it out of the bottom 3, which I do like. But I can't put that over many of the other songs coming up next. As we move on to number 27.
Fun fact about this song, this is the song I hate the most out of this season. Yeah, if you know how I feel about the love triangle, you guys will know how I feel about this song. This song is everything I hate about the love triangle. Courtney hating Gwen, Gwen getting blamed for it, Duncan getting off scot-free. Everything I hate about the song. Along with that, this song contains a lot of hypocrisy. Mainly with Courtney in this same episode as he tries to get Tyler, Heather, who basically kissed Trent in Island. I wouldn't say anything for Sierra, but it's the fact that she was with this in the last episode, but then once it becomes a thing, she hates it. Son, I hate, but it is saved by, honestly, a really good concept for an episode taking place in Area 51.
Okay, before I go into a more in-depth thought, or my more in-depth thoughts into the song, as you guys can tell, it is day out, and I don't really like to film in the day. So, with the help of some editing... Got it! Wait a minute. So close.
Alright, there we go. No. There we go. Alright, now time for a more in-depth into this song. So like I said earlier, this song is my least favorite in the whole season. Like, this is the song I hate the most. But why isn't it last? Well, like I said, it is saved by a pretty good concept for an episode. And Owen, mainly Team Chris, is really, really, really hot. But the song is full of hypocrisy. With Heather, Courtney, and Sierra. And the only two characters that aren't hypocrites are Cody and Gwen. Like I said in the song, Courtney tries to get with Tyler, who's already taken. And like I said in my in-depth in all the seasons, Duncan and Courtney never officially got back together. That's for a later video. Heather kissed Trent in Total Drama Island. And Sierra, like I said in the song, she was on board with that in a few episodes previous. And then she's against it. I just want to know what Sierra has against Gwen, honestly. But it's Team Chris and the episode that do save this. So let's move on to the next one. Number 26. For those who have seen my Total Drama season ranking video, you guys would know that I am not a fan of Sierra. And this song this episode is more reason as to why I hate Sierra as a character. This whole song is built around the fact that Sierra got one vote from Cody last episode. And honestly, I don't feel bad. The song itself is decent, especially when we get to my favorite parts in the song. But the rest of the song is just us trying to feel bad for Sierra, when I personally don't. Now, there are two good things about this song. The first one is Team Chris. Why is it with many Team Amazon songs, Team Chris seems to steal the show? And this song is no exception. And Chef's Dance. But throughout the song, I just feel bad for Cody because he has to deal with this. Sierra, I get you like Cody and all, but this is a game. And while Cody did vote for you for a reason that could hurt you, you did interrupt his personal space. So, that's all I have to say for this song. Yeah, with this song, I never really liked it. I mean, it's okay, and it does have a few good moments, but if you've seen what my opinion on Sierra is, you guys would know I don't really like her. The song is fine, it's fine, but it ties into a really terrible episode, and honestly, a really, really terrible outcome. If you haven't seen the episode, please give it a watch. It's not really my cup of tea. So, let's just move on to the next one. It's number 26, I believe. Finally, where are the songs that I hate and put lower on the list and normally skip? Now we're getting to the songs that I could skip, or could listen to. And we're starting off with, honestly, a decent song for the season. So, first off, this is by no means the best. This is like, if we're doing a tier list, this is like upper D tier. Honestly, I find this song to be pretty funny. I mean, we finally get a Harold solo, and we finally get a Drama Brothers song after what happened with the Action reunion. And after what Harold went through in Action, I honestly think that this is a really good song. The only thing that I could say takes away from this song is this song is kinda boring. Like, I get it's a Drama Brothers song, and I get this is Harold confessing a lot of love for Lashana, which, we've seen a lot already throughout the series. But I honestly think that this song, I could either skip, or I could either watch all the way through. This is an either-or song. The perfect one to kick off the upper D tier. But this one is overshadowed by a later song, not only in the episode, but also in this list. Yeah, this song is a song I normally skip. But with my rewatch, I've actually come to enjoy it, especially after watching Action. Like, this song I feel would work in Total Drama Action, but wouldn't work for World Tour. But, and I'm just gonna warn you, there are gonna be a lot of songs like this on this list, on where they take place on the Aftermath show, and then there's another song that's even better down the list. I mean, this is gonna be the part of the song on where a lot of Aftermath songs come in. Now, there are a few I hold up high, while a lot of them I hold down low. So, I hope you're ready for that. This song, I feel like, is necessary, but unnecessary. It's necessary because, well, we finally get a Drama Brothers song. But I find it unnecessary because, well, there's a better song later on, and this tells us nothing new. So, with that, that's why I put it at number 25. Oh yeah, and I also got the number wrong last time, so this one is at number 25. This next one is number 24. No joke, this song and the next song are two of the hardest songs I had to rank on this list, just because of how similar they are to me. Now, granted, I am basing this song and the next song based off of one aspect that I'm going to get onto later, but both of the songs that are right here, number 24 and number 23, are equal, and I'll talk more about that later. But here's why this song takes the 24th spot. So, first off, the episode around it is really good. A telethon episode is really good. And for them to put their hearts out and sing a song to try and save the show is really good. But it's kind of basic, honestly. Like, I get what they were going for, but I feel like it could have been a little bit more than what it was. And even though we have a few members of the Drama Brothers in the background, like Trent and Justin, and the Yeti, I honestly wish we got a little bit more voice acting talent here. Like Eva or Harold. Even though we've seen Harold a little bit too much this season with singing. But the song is good, I just kind of wish it could be better. Compared to the next song, I'll talk more about that. Yeah! I mean, the telethon episode, honestly, is a really great concept episode, and I do wish it came back for All Stars. But this episode is held down by, I was about to say two bad songs, but it's held down by a bad song and a pretty okay song. Like, the song itself is fine, but I just feel like every other song on this list is better in comparison, including the next one. And I actually had a hard time placing this one and the next one on this list because they are similar. They both have a similar concept, except one is saving the show and the other one is more focused at the near end. So, with that being said, I'm just going to shut up and I'm going to let you guys get to number 23. And here's the song I almost placed at number 24. Yeah, as close as this one and Save the Show is, I end up going with this one mainly for the episode itself. Now, that's kind of being biased because of what I said at the beginning, but honestly, I feel like the song has a better flow. And the Hawaiian theme suits the song perfectly. That's gonna be a theme with number 2. But where the sun and why the sun lands on this list is when Harold and Courtney start singing. And I'm sorry, but Cody is my personal least favorite finalist that doesn't win. I mean, he has one huge scene of strategy, and it's focused on getting rid of Sierra. And while it would have been awesome to see that work, I don't really see a point of that. And Cody doesn't really do anything, and nothing falls through with that. But the sun is good, and the Hawaiian theme suits it.
Yay! I finally get to talk about a song with the final 3! Yay! Okay, here we go. So, this song, like I said earlier, while it has a great flow, and it also has a great Hawaiian theme to it, which I actually like. And like I said earlier, watch out for number 2. That has a great theme to it. But besides that, I actually like the final 3 song. But that's where I put it this low. If it would have focused more on the final 3 instead of it only being Heather and Cody, then this song would have been higher. And I'm just gonna pause everything right here and just talk about why I think Cody does not deserve to be a finalist. So first off, I'm not a Cody hater. Like, Cody is nowhere near my least favorite characters, but while he does have a good strategy, I mean, Duncan goes out, Courtney could lose her Duncan hate phase and Gwen hate phase, but here's the flaw with this. Courtney. If Duncan was to go, Courtney would still have a vendetta against Gwen. And another thing, why would they get rid of Sierra when she's the main reason why Team Amazon has won almost every single comp? Like, Team Amazon loses... how many comps? Loses 2 or 3 comps the whole season. And they only lose 1 member throughout the whole season. And almost all the comps won were by Sierra. I mean, Cody could pull it off, and they almost did if they booted out Courtney. But that didn't happen, and, you know, we got this. But, yeah, honestly, the sun focused more on the final 3 with the Hawaiian theme instead of taking a break midway with Harold and Courtney. 2 of the best parts of that episode, honestly. The song would have been top 10. Like, I seriously enjoy the Hawaiian theme to this. And there's another song in the episode that I can guarantee you is going to be higher. Now, let's move on to number 22.
Huh. Why isn't the song any higher? I mean, this song fits the tone and the perspective of the episode perfectly. Team Amazon still hates Heather. Alejandro's working on Lashana. And of course, the best part about the song, Lindsay finds out who Tyler is. And fun fact, the background song is actually based off of Mozart. But here's why this one isn't higher, even though I like this song. It is the length. This song is 59 seconds long. And while I'm not being picky, I do wish that this song was actually longer. Hell, this song would have been bumped up to the top 10 easily if this song was just a little bit longer. But either way it goes, I still enjoy this song. It's really fun.
Yes, a song that I actually like is this low. Now, I do have a reasoning why. Now, this song does fit in the context with the episode perfectly. I mean, this discusses everything that happens in the episode. Team Amazon hates Heather. Team Chris's really, really hot story. What else? Lashana being worked on by Alejandro, and of course, Lindsay finally understanding who Tyler is. But it is the Mozart that puts it this low. Now, I don't have anything against Mozart. Hell, I actually like the Mozart in this song, and I think it's a perfect fit. But it's the length of the song. I mean, I feel like that they could have stretched it out for a good minute 25. Or minute 20. Because the song is enjoyable. And the background vocals, well, not vocals, the background instruments keep me entertained. Because I know this song. So, in conclusion, the song should be higher. But I honestly feel like it should be longer as well. And now we're back to the Aftermath songs with number 21. I'm not telling you what it is. You'll just have to see.
Alright, now this is how you get a long-term storyline right. Although, there's only one to compare it to. Her real name isn't Blanley is this high because of what Jeff does in this episode. All the stuff Blanley has done during the Aftermath makes her sound like and look like a Chris clone. Not only that, but all the stuff that happened to Bridget is well deserving of this. And next up is the Russian theme. Okay, honestly, that's the only thing holding it back, because there really isn't a purpose for it. But in the context of this episode and the Aftermaths, this song fits perfectly. Everything Blanley did is justified here. And while I do admit that it goes a little overboard in some cases, I still find this to be one of the better songs on the list.
Okay, I think we can all agree that this song is up there as one of the best. Well, some of us can't agree with it, but this is my opinion. I already said everything I needed to and stretched a little bit of it, but Blanley deserved this. And while she did get a little bit of justice later on in the season, on where she crashed through the roof of a house and came back injured, I feel like this, if she wasn't going to go on the show and this was a way to write her off, this was perfect. I'm just trying to make a what if on it. Anyway. But the only reason why this one isn't as high is because I just find the other songs to be better. Not only that, there are still one, maybe two Aftermath songs that are better than this one. And if you guys have seen World Tour, I think you know which songs I'm talking about. That will be at the top 10. But let's move on to the next one. Yes, I forgot what number it is, but don't question me about it. And here we go with the second song of the season, Lovin' Time. First off, this song is a song I would normally skip, but I don't hate this. Like, seriously, I think it works well with the theme. I think the love theme behind it works. And I actually had to search this. This doesn't really work, but they do fall in love, so they don't attack. I honestly hope that's right. I went on Wikipedia for this. But that's not only it. Everyone has vocal cords, and everyone gets their chance to sing, including Cody. More about that later. And to get away as a starter song is actually really cool. But I'm not done yet. Ezekiel gets a chance. I laughed during this song. It's just goofy and weird, but really cool. And before you ask, I'm not done yet. Because at the same time, I'm moving on to number 19, which is in the same episode, Rowan Time. Number 19. This is basically the same song, except less people get to sing, it's shorter, and it's not focused on love, it's focused on getting away from crocodiles. So why is this one higher? Well, the comedy here, especially from Team Victory. I don't like Team Victory's ascent into the worst team in total drama history, but even I gotta admit that I laughed during Ezekiel's time in this episode. Now, these two songs, if I had to choose, I'd probably get rid of Lovin' Time. Probably, I'm undecided. I mean, of course they could find another way for Zeke to be booted out first. Of course they could have found another way for Amazon to win. But, honestly, I prefer this song just for the comedy alone. I do enjoy both these songs, but I'm going with Rowan Time. Yeah, I didn't want to tie this list, honestly. Like, I get these two songs are practically similar, and I did put the later song over the other song. It's because I got a little bit more enjoyment out of that one. Now, if that's to decide on which song to get rid of, I'd probably get rid of It's Rowan Time. Just because they could find out a different way to get Team Amazon the victory, Team Victory the lose, and unfortunately Ezekiel to be the first one eliminated. Or first one eliminated. Now, It's Lovin' Time fits the theme of the episode and does focus on an Egyptian animal, but it's not my cup of tea. Although I would save it, it's not my cup of tea. So now, we're going to move on to a song that I had a hard time placing on this list.
Fun fact before I start talking about the song, Man Chi actually does mean eat slowly. Or, in this case, enjoy your meal. So, Chris was actually right. Now on to the song. The song is honestly really fun. Like, this episode in general is one of my favorites of the season. But the song is really good too, and it adds to the episode and why it's good. But now time for why the song isn't really that high. While I did have a hard time finding out where to place it, I ended up placing it here because of the small details, especially with the last round. So throughout the song, Sierra doesn't sing, all the way until the end. And then we get to the final round on where instead of giving Blanley the same food, they end up switching with Sierra, which doesn't really make sense and makes the outcome a little too predictable. But besides that, the song's actually really good. And that's why I've placed it at number 18.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy this song. Like, the song is short, but I do enjoy it. But I can't place it any higher than the other songs that are coming up. The song adds to the episode as to why it's good, but the song is short and does feel kind of rushed. Along with that, it's the stuff that takes place in between the songs that makes it get on this list and get this high. Because it progresses the story forward, adds more to the characters, and the drama between, well, not drama, the stuff between Chef, Blanley, Alejandro, Courtney, and Heather is perfect. But now we gotta move on to number 17. And yeah, this segment should be a little longer, but I don't know.
Wait, what? Something positive about the love triangle is not in the bottom half of the list? Why, yes, but this is one of the only few things that's not from All Stars. But hear me out for this song. The episode itself is fine, but the song really adds to the atmosphere of the love triangle. I mean, with this song, it feels like Shakespeare and Romeo and Juliet, while having a little bit of Adam and Eve in it, with Alejandro being the snake. With what happened in the ending of the last episode, kind of into this song is really smart. And moving back and forth between Dunk and Courtney while having small details in the background is amazing. And I am gonna admit, I did laugh with my rewatch when Duncan got hit by the bear. But it is ruined by the rest of the episode, unfortunately.
Alright, there. I found something positive about the love triangle. But I'm not focusing on that for this song. Although, yes, this does set up the love triangle itself, I actually do like on how the ending of the last episode focuses on this song. I mean, Duncan and Gwen did something behind Courtney's back. Gwen's finally friends with Courtney. It leads up to a reveal that led to that love triangle. I mean, if you guys are thinking that I'm basing this off the love triangle, I'm basing this off of the stuff that leads up to the love triangle. Which is why I place it at number 17. I mean, the episode itself gets ruined by the ending, and the next 2 episodes are are not one of my favorites of the season because of the love triangle. And this song is a good thing about it. I mean, it adds to the story and adds a little bit more to the season. I do kind of wish that we got a little bit more of it. Like, I do wish the song was a little bit longer. But, with that being said... Wait. Yeah, that is everything I had to say. We now move on to number 16.
Seriously? Wow, I did not expect this song to make it this high on this list. This song is always a gem to listen to, especially that beginning. I mean, everyone saying on what they want to do before they die is really sweet and shows a little bit more humanity towards the characters. Now, time for the thing that annoys me with this song. Now, I've always been a fan of skydiving, and for a short time I did have a fear of it for a while, but this does not obey the laws of physics at all. Like, some characters go up when they should be going down, a lot of characters should have wind resistance, and honestly, not to mention, the song kind of peaked in the beginning with Noah, like, right before the song truly begins. But that moment where everyone, no matter if they hate each other or like each other, just hold hands and think they're gonna plummet towards their death, as they say they still have a lot to do before they die, is really cool and really touching. So I had to place it right here.
I still don't know how this song is this high. I mean, the song is really enjoyable to me. I mean, we have all the characters going towards the ground and all saying stuff that they should do before they die. And it's kind of lighthearted, but kind of funny at the same time. But it is only number 16 because, like I said earlier, it does peak in the beginning. I mean, Noah's just saying, seriously, for something that random in this series is really funny. And now with that, we enter the top 15. The halfway mark, pretty much. Which one is going to be number 15? Well, take a look.
Alright, and now we're getting into the songs that I personally like to listen to whenever I'm not rewatching the season. And we're starting things off with this song. And what do I have to say about this song? The song is perfect for the episode. Courtney is perfect in this song, which is saying a lot coming from me. Heather is perfect in this episode, and the fact that they fight over Alejandro is brilliant, just showing how big of a role he has in this season. Now on to the song itself. The song itself is really well done, and I love the Australian feel to it. Well, because this takes place in the land down under. But this song isn't without problems. First off, I honestly wouldn't mind hearing Alejandro get a little bit of a singing role. Next up, I would have honestly enjoyed a little bit more singing from the background Amazons. Although the song focuses on Courtney, Heather, and Alejandro's quote-unquote relationship, I feel this needed to be a little bit more of an Amazon theme song, or an Amazon song. Besides that, it's a really good song.
Yeah, Weird Shearing Sheep actually makes the top 15. Now, I do like this song, and I think it fits perfectly in the episode. But it is not my favorite random total drama song to listen to. And the next song is going to be a better example of a random song. So Before We Die is a random song that I like, but I wouldn't listen to on a daily basis. This song is good for like road trips and stuff. But the next two songs are songs that I personally like to go back to whenever I finish a season. I mean, they're just so random, but they don't make the top 10. So let's move on to number 14, which is a song I honestly can't believe got this far.
Yes, I am just as surprised as you are. What's Not to Love cracks the top 15? Well, I do have my reasoning why. I'm not a fan of the episode itself, but I am a huge fan of Broadway plays. And the colors contrasted really easily, and really good. I mean, everyone having team colors mixing in with the background is perfect for the song. And the fact that this feels like a big musical Broadway is just amazing. Every single team gets a chance to sing, every single team gets a chance to talk, every single team gets a chance to be, well, a team. But it is weighed down by the episode in my eyes. But all I can say is, what's not to love?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, with my recent rewatch of the season, the song just went from 20 all the way to 14, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because as I've gotten older, I do love Broadway musicals a little bit more, and I'm kind of becoming a music geek, but I don't think that has anything to do with the song. Now, the reason why it doesn't crack any higher through the glass ceiling is because I do not like the Big Apple episode. And I do like to go to it occasionally, just for the song, but that boosts the episode up a little bit, but it doesn't save the episode entirely. Next up is one of my personal favorite random songs, and the song I love going back to the most whenever I finish a season.
Now, this is Total Drama random music in its finest. And unlike many songs that are shorter on this list, I feel like the fast pace works for this song. And just like the last song, everyone in this episode gets a chance to sing, including DJ, which is the main focus point of the next two episodes. This episode is brilliant, and the song works perfectly. It's fast, it's frantic, each team gets a chance to shine, and it shows off the progression of the episode, with Team Chris being the dominant team, Heather helping DJ, and Team Amazon getting lost. I love this song, and I laugh every single time whenever DJ sings. So, let's move on to the rest of the explanation.
Yeah, as random Total Drama songs go, there's no topping this. Like, this song fits perfectly in the episode. The song not only fits perfectly in the episode, but also expands upon the episode. DJ wanting to be eliminated, Heather trying to stop him, Team Chris is really hot, dominating, and Team Amazon failing in the episode. The only thing that would have made this song and the episode better, in my opinion, is if it was an elimination. I do love the episode, I do love the song, and I love the frantic pace. As we move on, this is the last random song that's going to be on the list. And I loved every second of it. So, let's move on to number 12. Do that, number 12.
And yeah, I was not surprised this song made it this far. This song is a mixture of good and bad for me. Because on one hand, I don't really like Alejandro's autotune. But at the same time, the rest of the song is really great. I mean, apart from Alejandro's autotune, which kind of fits the song, I actually love everything else about this. Everyone gets a chance to sing. The song leads into the next episode. The theme of the episode is perfect, and I kind of do get a great Easter resemblance here. And that's practically all I had to say about the song. I mean, everything else about the song is really good. The Condor being at the top and being a huge threat to everyone. The reward Alejandro got. Heather and Cody Jr.'s drama. Heck, I even like Sierra in this episode. Now note, Sierra is not my favorite character, but she does have a few good moments. And this episode and this song, on where she finally starts to play, does show the better side of her. And I will admit, I do laugh a lot with this episode and with this song in general. And that's practically all I had to say about this song. The only other thing that drags it down is the fact that this song isn't the official Final 4 episode. That's the next episode. But more on that later. Yep, Condor is not in my top 10. I do love the song, and I do love the episode. But there's another song later on the list that I put over it. It's not the next song, but it is coming soon. I actually do like the song, and I do like the episode too. I feel like the concept of an Easter egg hunt ending with you returning the eggs is a good concept, and a really great idea. And I love the fact that everyone gets to sing, including Chris. But that's all I have to say about the song, and for those who have seen Total Drama World Tour song ranking lists, you guys would know that this song normally makes the top 10. Not Condor, the next song.
As you sing, do not mention we're building a boat. We're building a boat?!
Yeah, I can understand why people like this song. It's not my cup of tea originally, but it was higher than it originally was. I mean, this song is basically a parody of all the ABBA songs ever made, and that's why I actually like it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Dancing Queen is a pretty decent song, and ABBA's a pretty good band, but it's not why this song is high. It's the fact that this comes after Gwen's elimination, and it focuses on this functionality of Team Amazon and the after effects of Gwen's elimination. It's smart, it's creative, but it just barely misses the top 10. And in a moment, I'll explain why. Yeah, this song had the biggest growth on the list, and I can see why now. Like, the song is really good, and it's the perfect tie-in for the episode. It's really good. It should be in the top 10. But here's why it's not. Now, it doesn't focus on anything with the love triangle. The episode is fine. Cody not singing is kind of a downfall, but that's kind of a theme with everything in the season. But the main reason why this song doesn't take the top 10, well, not only the other songs are better, but it's the fact that this is as far as the song's gonna go. Like, my top 10 were all figured out when I first saw the season. And yes, I did make some changes to a lot of the songs, but the song is not cracking the top 10 because I already figured out my top 10. If this song would have been one of my favorites when I originally watched the season back in 2016, then this song would easily be in the top 10. Wouldn't get any farther than 7th, but that's just me. And now, we move on to the top 10. It's been a long journey to get here. I mean, with my weird filming schedule and a lot of other things, we've finally reached the top 10. And the next song, let's get on to it. And here we are, the top 10. Now, what better way to start off the list than with the first official Total Drama World Tour song.
Sing, sing, sing.
To me, this has always been the perfect song to start the season. I mean, not only it sets up the plans for this season, but everyone gets a chance to sing. I mean, we get to see Alejandro's main beginning half goal working on the ladies. We get to see Ezekiel coming in. We get to see the dynamic between all three of the characters in the love triangle. Jeez, that is a lot of good things I've talked about the love triangle in this video, and I do not like it. And even though this might just be me, but I could see the downfall in team victory with how many times people sang. This song is amazing. And not only it sets up the season perfectly, but it does a really fine job of making it feel like this is a Broadway musical. And not to mention, it is hilarious. Many characters just by themselves bring great comedy, like Heather, Noah, Owen, Courtney, everyone in the beginning who just starts randomly singing just to start off the song. This sets up the perfect tone, perfect feel, and the perfect lineage for this season. But the moment Bridget picks up the paper and says all contestants must sing in each show, it really drags down the song, since, Cody doesn't sing in every single song, and yet he gets off scot-free. But this whole song is great, and the ending makes it even better for me. And now we're in the top 10, we're now entering into a song that I had a hard time placing on this list. Because on the one hand, I actually like this song and wish it was higher. But at the same time, it has a few small problems with it.
It's creepy how they stand there and don't even blink. I don't want to see his bum all naked and pink.
Hey buddy, can we bribe you to strip yourself down?
Yum yum happy go type fish.
Don't kill him, you clown.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that the song with arguably the weirdest name is in the top 10. But I enjoy the song, and the beginning half of this episode is really good. We get good contrast between Team Amazon, and each of them, except for one, provide a good reason as to why they shouldn't strip him down. Same thing for Team Chris is really, 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 really hot as well. And the song contrasts really well, and it's one of the funniest songs of the season. But that's where the positives end for this song, as two people don't sing in this song. Those two being Tyler and Cody. With Tyler, I can understand he doesn't really pose a singing verse, but Cody, on the other hand, this is the episode I started having problems with him, as he doesn't even have a single vocal line in this episode. I mean, look at him. He's just standing there, doing nothing. But besides that, song is still really good, but just has a few small flaws keeping it out of the top 5. And now we get to one of the season's most iconic songs. Not to say that all these songs aren't iconic within themselves, but whenever people think of Total Drama songs, this is one of the first songs that come to mind. Yeah, even I cannot disagree with how iconic this song is. I mean, not only it screws over one of the series' most iconic female characters, but it also sets up Alejandro being a villain perfectly, and shows what he's willing to do just to win the prize. Not to mention, this song is very clever, with a very interesting concept of a person being stuck to a pole. And I gotta respect the voice actress of Bridget for this one. Overall, it's a very good song, but I do wish it was longer. Okay, for this next song, I can understand if people think that this is kind of a out of left field decision. because I know what people think of this song, but to me, it's not the perfect song, but to me, it's one of the best songs of the season.
My ladies, please head straight, that's it. You're doing great. Search through that wood, too sweet. Find me some giant.
Now, this song, a lot of people can go either way on. But for me, I love this song. I actually find it to be a good conclusion and a really good and fitting song for the finale. Something that I'm honestly glad we got. Now, could have been better? Honestly, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Alejandro's auto-tune. But that's a small thing to do with the song. Even though he has, I'm pretty sure, the most singing lines in this episode, it doesn't really bother me as much as it did in the past. And not to mention, the helpers in this song are great. I mean, it fits the role of the season. We get to see a little bit more of Harold versus Courtney singing, and for it to be Alejandro versus Heather for the finale. Two people who have hated and gone back and forth with each other this whole season. And along with that, we got helpers who, two of which didn't even make the merge, but were valuable players to the story, and two that made the merge and were valuable to the story. For all, it's a great song and overhated. So, if you remember earlier in the list on where I placed Sea Shanty, What's Not to Love About New York City, so high up because I like random songs, you would be correct. But there is one song that makes sense to the episode, but is just as random at the same time. It actually comes from one of my favorite episodes of the season.
Well, it's a beautiful day on the Serengeti, the perfect time to snag a pup. I'll find Zeke and win this jump game as soon as my leg wakes up. Oh!
Yeah, I probably shouldn't be surprised this song is this high. I mean, this has a lot of elements I like. It comes from an episode I like, it has characters that I like, it has stories I like, and it follows right into the episode. Not to mention the fact that this comes after the funniest scene in the episode where they all charge at each other. But the shocking factor of this song isn't even Heather or Alejandro. It is honestly surprisingly Sierra. The first time I saw this and the first few times I rewatched this, I actually laugh at this. It's one of my favorite Sierra moments just because of how random it is. Now, are there any bad components to this song? Honestly, no, except for the length, but it's the random premise and the fact that it comes in this episode and the theme for this episode just makes this song work a lot better than a lot of the other songs that came before it. That's why I granted a spot in the top 10. And here we are, the top 5. The 5 songs that I honestly think are the best in Total Drama World Tour. Some were expected, some were, well, shocking, and one is the best. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's move right on in to number 5.
Rockin' in Hawaii style, surfing down this magic mile, hoping I don't get burned by the lava that's a-flying.
Okay, this is just one of the songs that just defies Total Drama as a whole. And we have different characters going into different and amazingly terrifying challenges. Characters that have been built up for a long time. Hell, this could have been the final 3 of the season and I wouldn't be mad. I mean, this song is a great resemblance of the season. We have people who have seen all 3 of the people go into the finale and work hard to get there and trying to help them as best as they can. That's what this song is about, and it's kind of funny on how they all reflect the final 3 as a whole. Courtney is a villain and ends up showing just like Alejandro and end up working her way to the finale, which we all know she lost. Harold is reflective of Cody, as, you know, he's the geek underdog coming in from behind. And Owen and Blanley, one from season 1 and was the fanfare going into the finale, and the other one has the evilness of her. The fact that this has the Hawaiian tone to it just makes it amazing. Fortunately, I couldn't put it higher just because I like the other songs better. But still a really great song. Alright. Now, for me, this top 4 was extremely hard to narrow down. Just because these songs all defy the season. And, spoiler alert, 2 of them come at the near end of the season. Now, it's time for me to say on how it will end.
I left Bridget stuck to a pole, robbed Lashana of a fabulous soul, made even Courtney lose control. Now I'm gonna leave you wedged up in a hole.
God, it pains me to not put this in the top 3. But here is why it's in the top 5. This is everything about Alejandro's character in his first season. I mean, he takes out some of the best players, controls some of the best players, and it's kind of fitting that he is a puppet master in this case, because that's the irony of the season. He is controlling everything. And even when he has his biggest adversary in the season right in his finger grasp, he is still cocky. That's the thing about Alejandro. He might be a perfect villain, but he does get cocky. And it does take Heather, her ability to convince people to get her out of situations, just like how she did in Total Drama Island and a little bit in Action, which is some great characterization here. It's one of the best songs of the season. Why isn't it in the top 3? Well, not only do I like the other songs better, but the one problem I do have with this song is honestly the fact that this wasn't the second to last song of the season. Like, if this is how Alejandro's downfall came in, could make the season better, but that's just my eyes. Still a really great song, and earns a spot in the top 5, but not the top 3.
But I can't leave you wedged in a hole. This is not how we'll end it. This game we have played. This is not how we'll end it. There's a bill to be paid.
And here we are, the top 3. This has been a long journey. From February 11th, 2021, all the way till now. But we're down to a song that I feel like fits the theme of the season perfectly. A song I'm pretty sure no one else expected to be this high. And arguably the best Aftermath song. And let's get into the best Aftermath song.
I'm sorry, so sorry, sorry like a flower after the first frost. And I'm sorry like a mitten that's been dropped and feels so lost.
Yeah, while it is possible I'm winning this time is the objectively better song, I honestly don't see it in this perspective. I mean, we have a song here about a person who honestly feels bad for what she did. And everything about the song works perfectly. Bridget's voice, the Yeti on the guitar, Harold butting in with international TV, Jeff having a reason to actually be mad. Not only that, but Bridget is probably one of the last characters I would see doing this. And she kills it. I actually applaud her voice actress for this. Now, why is this one number 3 instead of number 2 or number 1? Well, to me, I prefer the other two songs a lot better. But this song is honestly one of the best songs to be released in Toll Drown World Tour. And I do wish Bridget would have gone a little further in the season. Damn it, Alejandro.
I'll do my happy, happy dance.
You are pretty cute when you dance. Oh, no, no!
Check, you're the one for me. And I'm so incredibly, wildly, madly, crazily, oh so completely, infinitely beyond sorry.
Well, here we are. The last two. If you didn't hear the last line of me talking before number 3, this has taken me a while. But I honestly think that this next song is one of the best of the season. One of the most overhated of the season. And one that I feel like should get a lot more love.
I miss the way Izzy said hello by hoofing me in the Kiwis.
Yeah, I honestly believe that this song is worthy of being this high. I mean, look at this song in comparison to the other songs. It fits the criteria for a lot of the reasons why I like Toll Drown World Tour songs. It fits the theme of the episode, the song is good, and not only that, it has a nice background to where they are. And not only that, this is also probably my favorite Owen moment in the whole series so far. I mean, we see the person at his highest highs, but we rarely see him at his lowest lows. And this shows how much he loves Izzy, even for how crazy she can be. Is there anything wrong with the song? No, not really. I do feel like the lyrics are really good, and the animation style they use for it fits the song perfectly. I just hope it gets a lot more recognition in the future.
My little Izzy, why'd I ever let you go? Why'd I ever let you go?
This is it, number 1. And if you guys have been paying attention to the list and, know all the Toll Drown World Tour songs, I think it's pretty obvious which one I think is the best. But for those who don't know, here is number 1.
This show's a train, it's moving fast. You and I weren't meant to last. Voting for me just wasn't right. So look out now, you're in my sights.
Yeah, I kinda knew going into this list that this song would be at the top of the list. I mean, not only we get this song from the best episode, but I feel like this song should have ended off the season. I mean, we have here the 2 top villains of the season. We have a person who no one expected to make it to the finale, or final 3. And everyone's voice is amazing here, including Sierra's. And I honestly think that this makes me appreciate her voice acting throughout this whole season. Not only that, but this song has the feeling of, this is the end. We're getting to the end of the season. But not only that, the beat is also perfect here, as it goes from rock to a much more smoother rock, to a duet between 2 evils, which is perfect for the season because of Ali Heather. The song is so good. And that's why I honestly think that this is the best Toll Drama World Tour song.
Now let them try. Our fortune's waiting. It's time for you to say bye, bye, bye.
Whew. What a journey. I mean, this video took me so long to do. Like, when I started, that's when wrestling started to get back into the swing of things. If, you guys didn't notice from my last few videos. But not only that, I actually wanted to thank you guys for 600 subscribers. Like, this is crazy. I honestly thought this channel was dead until the pandemic hit. Like, I had consideration of stopping videos entirely. But doing these videos just makes me appreciate what I do more. And I want to thank you guys for that. My next few videos are going to be something a little different in comparison to what I have done in the past. Like, I've already done lawn videos. Not saying that these videos aren't going to be lawn, but they're going to be a lot shorter. And these are videos that, while I was filming this video, I had huge consideration on doing. So, I want to thank you guys for this. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.